welcome to this very special Eye on Dubai special series on Leaders of Tomorrow, where we're focusing on the most innovative entrepreneurs out of the Dubai UAE market. I'm Sunanda Jayaseelan. Tonight, we're talking all things startups. What's the business environment looking like? What should you look forward to? And what can you look forward to as an entrepreneur in this space going into the new year? All of that being decoded on tonight's panel. Let's quickly introduce our guests. First up, Panchali Mahendra, Managing Director, Atelier House. Mohammed Fayed, CEO and co-founder, GrubTech. Mohammed Sultan, CEO, Luxury Explorers Collection. Panchali, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time here today to really talk about the on-ground situation and scenario as far as what's happening in the Dubai UAE market is concerned. And I'm excited to have the three of you entrepreneurs joining us on the panel today. To kick off and to get our opening comments going, I would love to understand what the situation is like right now in the Dubai UAE market. Things, from what I understand, are slightly different from what's happening here in India. Things are more open. You have the Expo 2020, one of the largest gatherings anywhere in the world. So what really is the on-ground situation like? And Panchali, maybe I could come to you first and ask you to kick this panel off.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having and inviting me to be a part of this panel. Many times I have said that I feel that Dubai or the UAE market it's on its prime time television show where the TRPs are off the roof because the whole world is watching. I think the way the city has progressed, the on-ground situation is very celebratory because there are millions of people coming in, with Expo kicking off, with the World Cup happening in, the closed borders of the region next year. So there's a lot of excitement going in. And from the F&B side, from the restaurant industry side, it has been one of the most exciting times and the years for all of us.
Okay. Mohammed Fayed, I'm going to refer to you as Mo for the duration of this panel. Just pick up on what Panchali said. What are things looking like as far as the tourism and the hospitality space is concerned? What could you tell us?
Yeah, I think I'd echo what Panchali said. The UAE government has done a phenomenal job in managing the COVID pandemic. The borders are open. Expo 2020 brought an influx of tourists and professionals from various countries and various sectors. Real estate market seems to be at one of its highest levels ever. Whether it's tourism, whether it's the hospitality industry, the hotel industry, the real estate industry, all indicators seem to be heading north and stable. I applaud the government and the tourism board for the efforts that they've done over the last 24 months or so, because the fruits of this labor is seen and tangible in today's market by far.
Okay, Mohammed, let me come to you then and ask you to give us a slightly more niche view, if I can call it that. That's on the holiday homes market. What could you tell us on how things are looking right now?
I think the tourism industry in general, all the sectors are doing great at the moment, and everything related to the tourism industry as well. So what happened when Dubai started to apply in place some rules and how to live with the coronavirus, speeding up the vaccination programs and allowing all the residents here to have an access for vaccination. This helped in the hotel industry in general to open up quite early, and lots of people actually moving from different parts of the world that they feel safer being here in Dubai, and this created a huge demand from the hotel side and also holiday home side. And if we look for high net wealth individuals that are moving from different parts of the world to manage their work and their jobs here from Dubai, this allowed us to go for the higher niche of the holiday homes, where we operate for the high-end villas and 6 bedrooms and above. And so they came with their families here. So they created some rooms to be offices and so on.
Okay. Panchali, I want to come back to you and talk about the fact that, I understand you're the first woman in the F&B industry to receive the Golden Visa. Congratulations on that. I know you are a recipient of several awards in the F&B space. Offline, we were talking about the 4-day work week that's been announced, the 4.5-day work week that's been announced in the Dubai UAE market. How important is it, according to you, for the government to be offering these incentives to ensure that Dubai continues perhaps maintaining its attractiveness as a place to do business, attracting investments, attracting new entrepreneurs to really sort of come and set up shop here?
I think, at the front of it, first of all, when I heard the news, and I think bravado to the government, because it is not easy to just one day, just get up and tell everybody else that we are shifting our working hours and our working days to be in line with what the world is doing. So obviously, there's a huge amount of planning that has to be done. I feel that Dubai does not sometimes really need to have more incentives because it's such a great city and a great country by itself. Yeah. And one of the highest things is that when you see the whole vaccination drive that happened here, with 95% people already being vaccinated, it is one of the safest places in the world. And I'm saying that as being a woman, because, you feel like you're safe, both gender-wise and also, with any other, with relations with the countries and political and economic scenario. Yes, there is a good, slow and steady economic upturn here. It's a tax-free country. So with this new policy of having a 4.5 work day, I think it's fantastic, because the government does understand that people need to have that work-life balance, both sometimes for men and for women. So I think it's a great initiative.
Great. Mohammed, my next question to you, and since we were talking about the luxury, holiday home market, could you talk to us about how perhaps the market in Dubai UAE is comparing with what's happening in other global markets, whether it's Europe, whether it's in North America, and also any forward projection you could give us for the mid to short term?
We have seen on other parts of the world lack of readiness of for such demands that are rebounding, and also from a trust point of view for investors to come in and increase their own inventory to meet a certain demands for a certain period. Where in Dubai here, things are moving faster. So whenever you see a demand, the government and everything, and all the system in place, they help you to rebound quickly as well.
Sure.
Either to hire more people or having to invest more money. The level of confidence is here higher compared to any part else of the world, because anybody here who can just invest money will have this kind of confidence that it didn't happen by luck. There is actually a full plan behind it, and this is actually what fuels more investments, more clients to come in here in Dubai, and easy to hire and acquire more talent here for your companies as well.
Sure. A question to you as far as the use of technology is concerned. The hospitality industry here in India, for instance, responding to the challenges of the pandemic has made everything now contactless. You're ordering when you go into a restaurant on your phone, you're paying through your phone, everything is digital and contactless. How has perhaps the hospitality sector in the Dubai UAE market embraced more advanced technologies? What examples could you give us?
Yeah, I think COVID was a catalyst for digital adoption across all sectors, and hospitality, was definitely not immune from that trend. So you saw consumer behavior shift to contactless dining, obviously online ordering, which fueled business models like cloud kitchens. So you see the likes of Icon, Reef Technologies, Talabat's Cloud Kitchen in Expo 2020 come to fruition and house a plethora of brands that give a lot of optionality to the consumers. If I give you an example of contactless impact on the hospitality, would be the 3D printed cubby systems that were deployed in the Talabat Cloud Kitchen in Expo, where a consumer can order an item off of their Talabat application. Within a few minutes, they'll be notified that the food is ready. They'll walk over to an iPad or a tablet, scan the QR code, and the cubby would flash and automatically unlock, and there would be their food. So they don't have to interact with a waiter. They don't have to interact with a tray or anybody in the passage of that food. So we were proud to provide that application and platform platform for the Talabat organization. And to date, it's been quite successful and widely adopted.
I have to slip in a short commercial break. On that note, we're back in just a moment. Welcome back with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. And tonight, we are in conversation with entrepreneurs from the startup ecosystem from Dubai. In fact, this question is open to both our other panelists as well. Could you talk to us about how you perhaps as an entrepreneur, you're embracing more and more technology? What are these technologies? What sort of incentives perhaps is being provided for entrepreneurs to be able to use more and more technology in their businesses? Maybe I could come to you first, Panchali.
I mean, day by day, we have to kind of inculcate technology with the whole system. And with F&B, I think it was perhaps pertinent, especially last year, that how can we still be open, serve to the clients, and have that distance and maintain all the required hygiene levels. And I think with the technology, we were able to have scan codes on all the tables, so nobody has to physically touch menus, or the waiters have to come very close to take the order, so they could just scan it. They could also sometimes use technology just placing their orders. The fact of all these different platforms that we are having in Dubai and multiple companies of being able to send things and get them and deliver. So it is important. We are using technology now in different kinds of 3D art that is being utilized in creating amazing dishes and especially in confectionery and bakery and pastry. So we have to evolve ourselves to see what level of mixologists can be done, what kind of molecular gastronomy can come in with the help of technology.
Sure. Mohammed?
So technology now has been embraced from even prior to the guest check-in. Having a walkthrough to the property to go see it and see the capabilities of it, getting to know more about the client preferences before they arrive. And then goes on till even some of the clients are actually fearful to be in contact with any of our staff during the stay. And just we take this to the next level by communicating with each other, by having applications for like concierge services, whatever they need, and laundry service and communication and payment, even payment using a payment gateway now, and like payment links and so on. So everything now, as what we embrace whatever technology that's coming up to replace anything that would invade the privacy and the security of our clients.
Absolutely. And I was just going to come to that, Mohammed, you were talking about payment gateway. I just want to pick up on that. When talking about payment gateway and the security and privacy, how are you as entrepreneurs ensuring that on one hand, the data of your clients is being protected, but two, that also you're ensuring that perhaps, cyber attacks, etc., from the outside are not targeting, maybe your own employees, and that your data has been protected? Yeah, go ahead, Mohammed, to you first.
Yes. So as for anything related to the payment gateway, since under umbrella of certain institutions here in Dubai, which it goes with the trust of the government and the city and also the institutions that working under the city as well. So all of them, they ensure the certain safety of the data that goes from our side, from the client to us, to the payment gateway realization, but also from our side to the client. We used the time of Corona. It was one of our biggest targets is actually to go over the security measurements from handling all the devices that are used by our team members, but also on where we save the data and how to acquire the data, for how long should we save it, and what type of where we save this such data, and so on and so forth. And we applied a very strict standard procedure on how to handle it, who handles it, and the legality between us and all the people that are using such data to make sure that our clients' data are protected, And also we are protected as well in front of our clients.
Mo, would you like to respond to that as well?
Yeah, I think Mohammed covered it well. Between PCI compliance, data sovereignty laws that cover the UAE and other countries, data protection laws kind of regulate how each of the startups and large corporations manage consumer data, where is it stored. There's a ton of cybersecurity organizations that we employ that can help with penetration testing and validating the firewalls and the sanctity of this information to ensure it's well protected and serves the client's best interests.
Sure. Go ahead, Panchali. Do you want to add to that?
I agree with what Mo was saying, that you have to have all these cybersecurity checklists that's done. But something as small as what we have implemented and all the hospitality and restaurants are doing is, what people had been doing is when you as the first onset, when you have your clients, when they're paying their bill or they're running the numbers and putting the pin into the pad, a lot of people were able to crack it and be able to bypass it by seeing through the cameras. And those are measures that is not in our hands. So what the banks did with their card machines is they jumbled all the numbers. So even when you're pressing your pin, it does not signify somebody who's been able to crack through the security of your camera to know exactly where 2 is or 0 is or 1 is. So when somebody puts their pin, even they're confused for a second, but they know that nobody else can read their pins. And I think that is a very smart thing to do as for technology.
Absolutely, absolutely. So then we're running out of time on today's panel. Maybe I can take one last question, which is open to the three of you. Let me come back to you first, Panchali, to give you the first go at closing comments. I want to look ahead into 2022. 2021 is up even before we realized that the year had started. What perhaps are some of the projections, whether you could talk trends, whether you could talk, growth? What are you personally excited for in the new year?
Sure, absolutely. Apart from the fact that I'm opening another 4 to 5 restaurants.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm very excited about that. I think Dubai is a resilient market. We always feel that there is an appetite and there's a space for good quality brands and a good quality produce. So what I'm excited about 2022 is that there's going to be a high level of competition in the hospitality and the F&B world, but there's going to be an influx of great brands, good chefs, good homegrown concepts, and like we discussed before, there's going to be a lot more technology and IT-driven concepts that I'm excited about. And there's one such concept that I'm working is to somehow bring in hologram impact, which is the world's first 5D effects, and and take it as a new trend to see how we can work towards that.
Okay, and all the very best for that. Mo, can I come to you next?
Yeah, of course. I see a world where food is medicine, and the intersect of our Apple Watches or our tablets or our wearables and the data that is being collected starts to inform our food decisions. And where that comes together is hyper-personalization at scale. So my protein, my fats, and my carbs based on my workout this morning and what my ideal weight and health conditions should be would start to all converge and make a seamless transition between the data that we are collecting on our daily movement and how we are interacting with our food.
Mohammed, I'm going to give you the last word.
Thank you. So I do believe the momentum is still going on, even if we face a little bit of a slowdown because of the whole global economy somehow recovering as well. But I think the celebration from all firms should be of what Dubai has been succeeded in managing this corona should be continued for a little bit further. I do believe that people will be looking for more into security and privacy and make sure that they are in a healthy environment, and this will help our own business to grow and even to go further into this. There will be a momentum. I think it will go through 2022. Lots of interest in the market will be still growing, and lots of interest will be shown in the market even beyond the Expo 2020 as well.
Before we finish tonight's panel then and ask you what you're looking forward to in 2022, this question is open to all three of you. What's the one big trend perhaps? And I do know here in India, for instance, we're all talking sustainability because the focus on the impact that we have as human beings on the environment, that's come into very sharp focus thanks to the pandemic. And therefore, sustainability as a theme, as a key, it has started being looked at, very closely. What are things looking like on the ground there? Could you talk to us about how perhaps hospitality, startups, travel, tourism, businesses in this ecosystem perhaps are looking more and more closely at sustainability?
I think one more thing that we must talk about is how the whole sustainability drive in Dubai is amazing with, with hydroponics and aquaponics taking care, and that we are growing our own fruits and vegetables in the desert. I think that's one of the most important topics that should be spoken a lot about, and how people are actually from different countries coming and trying to grow the impossible food like avocado and jackfruit. So I think it's a good time for Dubai.
Mo, anything you might want to add?
No, I'd echo. I think the government, food security was one of the biggest pillars that the UAE government was quite keen on, and ensuring that the foundational elements are put into place to weather storms like COVID and others. And I think the overinvestment, both in technology, capital, and the ecosystem by way of startups, and is definitely showing fruits on the shelves of the grocery stores, as Mohammed said. So I think Panchali's spot on.
Thank you once again, everyone, for your time. Completely out of time on tonight's panel. If you have any feedback for us, then do let us know. Our contact details coming up on the screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.